everyone, it's Ephraim here from Past Point One Comics. Before I go any further, please hit that like, subscription, and notification button. And whomever watches my videos, if this is your first time looking at my channel, thank you very much. If you're one of the people who normally look at my channels, and I always appreciate you a lot, again, thanks. And I try to do my best with these videos, and I hope you enjoy them. So before I go any further and show you the new comic books that I got, some of them aren't new, they're Silver, so they're quite old, but they're new to me. I started cleaning and pressing my own comic books. I decided to finally start doing them. Whomever uses CGC and sends their comic books to be graded, a lot of times people clean their books beforehand to make sure there's no dirt on it, to make them look as new as possible, and they also press them to take away any, hopefully take away any indentations or any creases on them and make them a better candidate for a better grade. So I've always wanted to do this, but I've always had my trepidations because I don't want to ruin the books, because there is that chance if you don't do things the right way, you can't ruin a book. So I bought an actual book on pressing, which I've been reading all the time to make sure I'm doing the steps right. I bought my own presser. It wasn't the most expensive pressing machine, but I got it on Amazon just to start off with. And if I get more into it, I may, upgrade it. And the most important thing for me is before I started anything, I went on YouTube and I looked at other channels, and here are 3 specific ones who I kind of grabbed bits and pieces from every video, and I've made my own, decided from them how to do pressing. The first 2 I've mentioned before in previous videos. First one is Wild Comics. He's got a really good video on how to clean and press comic books. He takes his time explaining, step by step, and I used him a lot to begin with to make sure I'm doing it the right way. I'm actually friends with Wild Comics away from YouTube, so I send him messages every now and then and saying, hey, this happened, do you have any suggestions? And he's always helped me out so much. So Wild, thank you so much. And also, check out his other videos. He has awesome giveaways every freaking week. So I'll have a link, like I said, to everybody who I mentioned in the description below me after I'm done. Next one, who I mentioned in the past, has been Journals, Comics, and Pulp Culture. He's done 2 videos. One of them is cleaning and prepping a book beforehand, and another takes his time explaining why he does things a certain way. So I picked up a lot of things, and I bought a lot of materials to clean and press from him. And he also does a pressing video and his way of pressing books. And the last one is called Bronze and Modern Gods. Same scenario, takes his time showing people how to clean and press books. And he does a humidifier also, where he humidifies the books with moisture. It's in a tub, and he puts water in there, and he puts a comic book in there, and he closes it, and it humidifies the comic book, which in essence, it would make the books better to be pressed if needed. I haven't done that yet, but I'm thinking about it. I don't want to get the comic books wet, by accident, but I'm thinking about it. So that being said, I wanted to give you another story of mine, things that happened to me before in the past that are kind of comic book related. A couple of years ago at San Diego Comic-Con, I got in the elevator with my niece Sarah. Hi Sarah. This person walks in, and this is Comic-Con, and I kept on staring at him, and I go, God, I know this person. Where have I seen him before? I was just going through and I don't want to keep on staring at him, but I did. It wasn't more than a minute, I don't think so. It was David Eckstein. He used to play for the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Diego Padres. I'm a big sports fan, and baseball was my first sport that I really gravitated towards. And I was just like flabbergasted. I said, you're David Eckstein. And I go, I used to see you play for the Padres. And he was a World Series MVP, I believe, for the St. Louis Cardinals. I was like, wow, he got out of the elevator with me, and we started chatting it up. And my niece Sarah, I knew she was just like staring at me like, what the heck is going on? She was seeing me geek out. Besides comic books, it had to do with sports. David Eckstein's wife is Ashley Eckstein, who did the voice of Ahsoka in Star Wars Clone Wars. So she wasn't there, unfortunately, but that hotel where my relatives were staying at, she does her show from there, and it's a big to-do panel, and she shows off. I've never been to it before, but it's always crowded, but I heard it's a really big panel for San Diego Comic-Con. And she also does her universe, which is clothing line for women, you know, most of it's Star Wars based. So I met him there, and it was a big, to me, it was like, wow, you know, David Eckstein, you know, I have a picture of it. Hopefully I can find it. I'm going to put it right here to show you that I did meet him. But going on to my main topic for today is comic books. Now, these first 4 or 5 of them I got from a Facebook group where people sell comic books, and just one person was just selling books. Basically, it was like a 2-day sale. He would put books up there, and he would have the price, and if you wanted them, you say claim. And then he would just send you an invoice, and then he would send them to me, which I got last week. These first 4 or 5 of them are Silver Age books. And first one is Strange Tales number 129. Has the Thing and the Human Torch on the cover. As I stated before, I started pressing and cleaning. I've cleaned these books, and you know, you go through the whole process of cleaning them, take away any dirt. And you gotta imagine, these are from the 1960s, so these are dirty, you know. So I cleaned them and, you know, used other materials to, you know, make them look hopefully a little bit better. But the paperwork, you gotta remember, it's over 50 years old, so it's very, very brittle. So you have to be very careful. And I was cleaning them, you know, I took my time. To be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to press them, because they're very brittle and I don't want to ruin the books. I may do it if I ever get them CGC'd, so, but I'm not sure yet. Next one is Strange Tales number 124. Cleaned and pressed again. Oh, not pressed. I haven't pressed them yet. I've only cleaned them. Like I said, I'm thinking about pressing them. I don't know. They're very delicate. I don't want to ruin these books. And the only way I would press them if I get them encapsulated by CGC, and I haven't decided yet. Next one is Strange Tales number 114. It has the Human Torch and Captain America on the cover. I believe most of these are by Jack Kirby, the artist. Everybody who is into comic books knows Jack Kirby. The next one is Strange Tales number 125. It has Thing, Submariner, the Human Torch, and Doctor Strange at the very bottom of the book. This one is not a Silver Age book, but it was from the same person on Facebook. It's Amazing Spider-Man number 145. I believe this came out in the 70s. I believe that's Copper Age or Bronze Age. I'm not sure. One of my previous videos, I do explain all the ages. If you want to take a look at it, you'll know for sure which age it came from afterwards. So these are the ones that I got from that Facebook group that sells comic books every now and then. The next 1, 2, 3, 4 of them I got from the Comic Mint. I've mentioned them before in the past. First one is Gwenom vs. Carnage. Excuse me. It's a variant by In-Hyuk Lee. And of course, I'm going to have the pictures up here, you know, of them. Next 2 are also Gwenom vs. Carnage, but different artists. I think the artist's name is Scan. S-K-A-N, he goes by the name of. This is a trade copy. Trade copies means like there's actual writing on the copy, on the book. And the next one is the same book, but it's a virgin copy, and you'll see the difference. My last one almost my last one from the Comic Man. I got a CGC from them, and I'm saving that for last. This is Daredevil number 25. This is Elektra. Anybody who reads Daredevil knows Elektra is one of the characters from Daredevil. Or Daredevil, Matt Murdock. I hope I haven't spoiled anybody. I hope I haven't spoiled that for you. That Matt Murdock is Daredevil. He's in jail. So Elektra basically is taking his place. I don't know for how long, but this is a second print of issue number 25. Second printing. If a comic book is very popular and if it sells out, Marvel, DC, Image, I think even Boom Studios or whomever, they make second prints, and they may make even third prints or fourth prints of the same book, but it's really popular and it's a different cover and everybody wants them, and I was one of them. So again, this is Daredevil number 25 with Elektra as Daredevil. So my next four are 4 books, and I'm going to be sending to CGC. I got these, some of them I got a little while ago, so they're not new, but I take that back. They're going to CGC eventually. First, they're going to go to Trinity Comics. I've mentioned Trinity Comics before. They're doing a signing with the artist of all these 4 covers. Her name is Jenny Frison, and they're doing a signing. So what I'm going to do is I'm prepping the books and I'm getting them ready. I've cleaned them myself, and I've actually pressed them myself. These are newer books, so they're not as brittle as older books. So again, I went through the process of, using a cotton swab, cleaning them up. I used some gum eraser, very careful, make sure my hands were clean. And after I was done cleaning them, I pressed them. And knock on wood, they came out fine. So we'll see what kind of grade they're gonna be getting. So I'm gonna package these up, these 4 books, and I'm gonna send them to Trinity Comics. They're gonna have Jenny Frison sign them, and then after that, they're gonna be sent to CGC, and then eventually they'll be returned to me in months. Once I get them, you're gonna have to wait. Don't hold your breath, it's gonna be months. I'll show them, and hopefully they'll all be good grades. The first 2 are from Something is Killing the Children. It's a book from Image, I believe. And gosh, I don't even know. I think it's Image now. I'm confused who makes them, but I'll put at the bottom who the publisher is for these books. If it's not Image, I apologize. I'll put the name in the bottom. Here's the first one. If you notice, there's a blue tape on here. This is where I'm gonna cut out this flap here and where she's gonna sign for it. Of course, I'm gonna take the comic book out first, and then when she signs for it, they won't have to open up the book. She's just gonna sign for it right here, and I'll have her name here. Next one up is another issue number 1. Both of these are issue number, no, this is, I think this is issue number 11, and this is issue number 1 from the same storyline. Next one is Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 7, Jenny Frison, and she's going to sign for it. And this is where the tape is. I moved the tape. If you notice, it's higher because I want her signature to be basically right here. Now my last one is store number 9. It's a Phoenix variant. If everybody reads X-Men knows who the Phoenix entity is. I haven't put a tape on it yet because I haven't decided where I want her to sign it, but I will eventually. So these are the regular comic books that I got. I got one more here from the Comic Mint. It's a CGC book. I usually, when I get CGC books, I usually don't open them beforehand, but I knew what was ordered, and the Comic Mint, they guaranteed a grade, so I kind of knew what the grade was. I wasn't going to be surprised by it. So there's this series and I've showed books from them in the past. It's called Crossover, where basically, everybody reads comic books, or whoever watches this video or this channel reads comic books, but in this reality, superheroes start coming into a world, and it's like, wait a minute, these are just comic book heroes. How is this happening? So basically, it starts from there. They just start popping up, and good guys and bad guys, and they start fighting. So if anybody's ever seen a video, I believe it's from the 80s by the group Aha, I believe. They made a video where this girl is like looking at a TV set, and inside the TV set is a character, and the character kind of comes to life. So it's an homage to that video. And it was drawn by, this cover was drawn by the artist Aaron Bartling, who did the cover, and the Comic Mint, they sold the regular cover that you didn't have to have it CGC'd, which I got one, but they also did one for CGC, and the artist Aaron Bartling did a little sketch on it. So that's why I got it, and I'm really glad that I did, and it came a 9.8. You'll see the drawing right here. Hopefully you can. So this is the last book that I have for you today. My mail came in today, and I have like 3 boxes. So I'm gonna open those up and show them to you in a couple of days. Hopefully, some more will be coming in. They come in bunches all of a sudden. So hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you like my little story about David Eckstein and how I'm starting to press and clean comic books now. And don't forget, whomever I mentioned in this video, I'll have their link in the description below. So that's all I have for you this time. This is Ephraim from Pass Point One Comics. Everybody be safe and take care.